Oh, it's so hot.
What's going on, everybody? And welcome to the Big Bear Homestead. Let's see who we got in here. Mimsy's Garden, City Girl, Country Heart, Mark, Heather, Patty, Samson's Farm, the one and only, most evular popular Duncan 1900, Arkansas Woodcutter, TJ Miller in the house, Geeky Gardens, some blacksmithing dude.
Dorothy's Hobby Farm. Hello.
Hello, Dorothy.
Did you say Arkansas Woodcutter?
That's what I said.
You missed. Reload and try again.
Who said that? Who said
Who do you think? Saves the farm. Hey, Amy, what's up?
Amy, for real. I was hoping she'd show up today to surprise me.
Why?
I don't know. I was just hoping that she would.
Liana. Hey, D, what's up?
D in the house. We talked a little bit about you today, Amy.
We
Mama
did.
Mimsy.
Hello from Mark and me. Hello. Hello,
Mama-
stranger.
Mama Mimsy, that sounds familiar. It's like we had an
Oh,
afternoon
Broussard,
with
what's
them.
up?
It's like we had an afternoon with them. Broussard Homestead.
Union County. Hackett's Healing Hollow. Hello, guys.
What a week. Homestead in the Highlands.
Somebody doesn't show that. Those are peacocks. She has peahens.
Oh.
I'm very not happy with her. Jason might need Blaze to reach.
Don't think.
She said, surprise!
Don't think for a second I want to time out a moderator. Just saying. So, by a show of hands in the chat, how many of y'all are already tired of the rain?
I'm not. Because all of my stuff that I planted is like blowing up.
Look, I'm okay with light drizzling rain.
Snake wrestling to my exercises for this week. I don't even want to know.
You know, but
Yes, I cut my hair. It's all gone.
when it seems like God reached up and just unzipped the clouds.
Oh, one peacock. Awesome.
And it just opens up and it comes down like it's never come down before. I know Mimsy's tired of it.
10 days straight in the forecast. Ugh. We aren't allowed to have any rain down here. Fed up with the wind. Even the geese are struggling to stay still.
It's the weather's been rough around here this week.
Yeah, rain is okay. Hail and wind.
Ships for her. They used to come around before, didn't
Yes.
they? Hi, welcome back.
Long time.
Ago. Welcome back.
We got some rain today, but it hasn't rained in a bit. No rain here, but I'm done with this virus. Yes.
We
Yeah.
pretty much had rain all week. And they're calling for rain next week. So, I don't know. I mean, my pond likes it. I've got good, healthy duckweed in my pond. But I would really like to have a break because the more it rains and keeps us inside, the farther behind I get.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Because I can work in drizzling rain. I can even work.
Yeah, and the problem is that it's so unpredictable. Like, it'll just wash out for like 20 minutes, and then
you
it'll
can't
be
even see your
completely
hand in front of your face.
right, and then it'll be completely good, and you're like, okay, everything is good. Let's go ahead and get out there, and then it'll be like, whoosh, and there's rain everywhere, all over again.
So
My tomatoes will enjoy the rain. My squash may mildew away. Right, so one of the things, like Amy said, she said at least I haven't had to water my garden because there's no well yet. So that would be That is one thing that is a benefit. Is it's one thing to sit and hose down and water your garden, but when nature does it, for some reason it always seems to be more effective.
Dorothy's Hobby Farm, we got that in like a nanosecond.
Yeah, no.
We get more than that in dew.
You like having duckweed in the pond?
Yes.
I want it out of mine. I'll tell you what's interesting. The pond below us is full of it. And there's not as much in ours. There's just a little bit here and there. The ducks kind of keep it at bay up here because they're around up here. They very rarely go down there and swim in the water. So they'll eat, and it's funny because you could see like the paths that they go, because you'll see these big, huge, like squiggly lines.
How's that going again?
So, but yeah. Terry said, I go to see your pokey doctor on Friday. Good.
That's good, because I'll be there Tuesday and Thursday, and I'll make sure we dole the needles.
That's not nice. Yeah, so stuff that I've had planted for a week or so, maybe even almost 2 weeks, that we've been watering and everything's been good, not popping up. We had this big, week worth of rain, and all of a sudden everything, like yesterday I was looking, there was nothing that popped up. This morning I looked out my window and I had radishes everywhere.
I got concrete to pour. I need the rain to stop.
Yeah. Anything I'm taking this porch
We
right
got
here.
the area for Robin's greenhouse almost completely cleared away, where we're going to put the drain in when we get some time, and snatch the remaining part of the stump out.
Mm-hmm. Southern
And-
Blessed, what's up?
And then pour the concrete.
Yeah.
I can't do that when the sky is falling.
Yeah.
The sky is falling. The sky is falling.
I would love to have ducks in my pond, but my neighborhood's dogs would kill them. Oh, that sucks.
It's called an airsoft gun. Won't kill the dog, but it'll make them think twice.
Make them think twice. Just saying.
Southern Blessed in the house.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I don't know. In some of our videos, you could see there's several that we've shot where we're sitting with the pond in the backdrop, and you'll see the ducks kind of swimming in the pond. It's kind of calming, and there's just something about it. Now, when they start to breed in the pond, that's where it gets a little disturbing.
It's not very disturbing. It's just like,
It's
hold your breath,
disturbing.
female duck.
Literally, ducks underwater.
Hold your breath, female duck. Ain't gonna take but a minute.
Yeah. So we have a huge harvest of snow peas that we need to get.
Your snow peas are weird.
I do have some really cool peas.
Her snow peas had a long romantic night with Barney.
What are they called again?
I don't know, but they are some deep
I have to
purple
look 'em
snow
up.
peas.
They're tendril peas. So look up tendril peas. And we may be calling, they may not be sugar peas. They may be, I don't know, they're really sweet, so I would think
They're
they
purple.
are. But they're,
Purple peas.
we have purple ones. And
Pete's
then,
Little Homestead.
I'm pulling up the names of them right now. Hold on.
And it's not like it's just a calming purple.
No, this
It's
is
like a bruised
eggplant.
purple.
Eggplant
It's a bruised purple.
Right, so sugar, okay, so it is a sugar pea. Sugar magnolia tendril pea is the really dark purple ones. And then the other ones are called blush. Hold on. They're blush tendril peas. Sugar blush tendril, I think. Because they look almost exactly like the purple ones. Yeah, spring blush tendril peas.
They look like a bruise. It looked like the beans that she planted next to the peas were like, give me your lunch money.
Yeah. No, they're not the King Tuts. They're a tendril pea. And I'll tell you, it's the coolest looking growing pea. Look who that is. Pea stealer.
Nuh-uh. It's the naked guy now.
No, I thought he was Big Bear Homestead.
Yeah, he wants to be Big Bear Homestead. He just can't look this good.
But yeah, so there's some really, really dark, like eggplant color. And what was really neat about them is when they started to grow, they grow straight up the trellis. Like they're really nice about growing straight up. And then they grow these beautiful little tendrils that just kind of go all over the place. And then when they started to blossom, y'all, it was the prettiest thing. And the thing was, I couldn't get good. Like, I love to post pictures on Instagram, but the problem was that my focus wouldn't focus on the blossoms. But like the blossoms are this beautiful purple and deep pink color, and so what?
So basically, I'm like Jackie Chan, and you're Will Smith's kid. Your focus need more focus.
Yeah. So beautiful blossoms. And then the other thing that was really cool, even before the blossoms showed up, peas have that beautiful leaf that goes up, and at the base where the plant meets, like where the stem meets the leaf, there's this beautiful pinkish purple ring that goes right around the inside of where the leaf meets the stem. What?
Isn't the leaf on the stem?
What did I say?
Where they meet? Like they
No,
were.
they're like...
There's a leaf and a stem and a bar. They got together and had a snow pea.
Anyway, right at the base of the leaf where it meets the stem, there's like this cute little pinkish purple ring color. And it's really neat. Like the whole plant all the way around is just beautiful.
It definitely
It's ornamental. Like
it definitely adds a new color.
Yeah,
to
it's
the garden.
beautiful, y'all.
You guys,
love it.
if we get half a minute tomorrow and it doesn't rain, we're probably going to do our first garden tour video of the front yard garden, and we'll be able to put that out like Monday or Tuesday. And but it definitely, and see, right now we're still kind of in a transition because of the situation. We are letting a lot of our winter stuff
go to seed.
And so that takes a little extra time. And so you guys will see in the garden tour video, there's a lot of
stuff that's out of control. Like, looks like we've neglected it. Like,
Yeah.
Like, we have a spinach plant that's just like, I mean, it looks hideous because it's, spinach sends up this shoot with like all of these little, seedy looking stuff. And so then that whole thing is nothing but seed. And so we have to let that kind of cure on the plant. And then like our mustards and collards, like they've grown like almost 6 feet tall inside the bed. So, and so now we have to wait on all of the seed pods to kind of chill before we can do those. But we still have, and so the other thing is that it's kind of still somewhat mild here. So you still have, like, our kale is still doing really nicely.
Our leaf lettuce is still doing very nicely. We're going out and giving it a haircut every day, even though it's against Georgia regulations right now to be able to go into a beauty salon. We give our lettuce a haircut. I don't care what you say, Governor.
No, but so we did that. We've got the garlic is doing wonderfully.
Yeah, you got a really good compliment today
from somebody who grows a lot of garlic and like yeah,
garlic guru.
He's like, that's some of the best looking garlic I've ever seen. I was like, wow, nice. Which was my first time planting garlic, so it was pretty cool for it being my first time, and it's just doing really well. Barefoot Adventures, hello. So so we have all of that. We've got a little bit of some, we've got potatoes, really cool. Like, we got to do a video, show all of that stuff. One thing I'll tell you, Terry, that we noticed, we planted, and this is something I'm playing around with this year. Everybody always complains about having to weed and things like that. We're planting, like, we're not leaving a lot of space for other things. And so one thing I noticed today, because I planted my beans very close together, and I noticed today, because I was pulling back and we're starting to get some beans.
Yeah, because your bean bed looks like Tokyo.
They are. They're all really close together, but they're doing so well. And what I've noticed is because there's such a cover of the leaves, there's like maybe 2 or 3 little pieces of grass in the whole bed. Like, there's no come to our place to die. They don't have any sun to keep, growing, so they're like kind of dying out on their own, which I think is kind of cool. So we've been playing around with that, and also with some companion gardening, so we're gonna see how that kind of goes. So elephant garlic, yeah. So what's really cool is our garlic has actually shot off scapes. They're hardneck varieties, and so
I don't know if I would want elephant garlic.
We had some. We never planted it though.
Yeah, well, that's because I didn't really want to plant it.
That's yeah.
I was afraid it would keep me up at night going.
We just ran out of
And
bed
plus
space.
the poop is like that big.
Yeah. So, but we had we have all kinds of hardneck garlic varieties from Baker Creek.
There you go.
And I was reading about, she said they're like 4 inches apart. That's basically what mine are. Maybe 3. I think 3 inches. Mine are 3, I think. But so anyway, the garlic is like, I don't know what all we're gonna get. Like, I don't remember all the varieties. I did mark them, but like in all of the stuff when we were doing all of the when we had that first freeze and we were putting everything, I think some of the markers kind of got knocked around. So, and then for the longest time, we didn't think they were going to grow. Like, they were just, like, there was nothing in the bed.
They were a teenage boy. They were just existing.
Yeah.
And then the beans went to boot camp. And now they're flourishing.
So now all of a sudden I've got these garlic scapes everywhere. And it was really kind of cool because the first time I'd never seen garlic scapes physically. Like, I've seen them on TV and things like pictures and stuff, but I've never actually had garlic scapes. And so we were looking at the garlic and I saw them and I was like, oh, we have garlic scapes. And Mark was telling me from Wanderlust Homestead or Homesteaders, right? Are they Homestead or Homesteaders? Can't remember.
Oh, I'm not saving you from this one.
I think it's Homesteaders. So
I mean, they've only been our friends for about a little over a year.
Well, I'm
now.
sorry. I know them by their names. Like, I'm sorry. But the thing is that the make sure your garden follows social distancing guidelines. That is awesome. Yeah, I need signs up.
No. It's bad enough Sydney got you a dress for your chicken.
Yeah. Did we talked about that?
Yep.
Did we? Yeah.
And we're not talking about it again.
But yeah, so we've got these garlic scapes, and the garlic scape actually has the seed in it. So now there's this, do we eat some of the garlic scapes, or do we save them for seed?
I want to save. I've never grown garlic from seed, so I really want to do that. So
Yeah.
we got to save at least 1 or 2 to be able to collect the seeds.
Figuring we have how many we have, I don't think that's going to be a problem. Because even if you look, when you look at Homesteaders, there you go. When you look at the pod,
Mama Mimsy's like your BFF. She's not going to give you a hard time.
First of all, I'm going to give you a hard time because her name is Mama Mitzi.
That's
not
what I said.
Mimsy.
I
Yes,
said
you know
Mitzi.
you have Mimsy on the brain.
No,
Just
I
saying.
don't. That's because I'm worried about Mimsy because her poor garden got beat up.
Picks at the chicken. I think her garden's going to be okay. I think there was an initial shock yesterday, but I think her attitude is like really gung-ho today that she's pretty sure she can save a bunch of it. So,
Don't enable her, TJ.
What did he say?
Nothing.
Can make signs. Yes, I need something that say I'm practicing social
TJ,
gar-
I promise
social
you.
distance
I promise
gardening.
you, TJ. I'll put poison ivy oil in your soaps.
Yes. I just eat them and have some to plant the cloves for next year. Right. So, but the thing is we want to kind of, because of the situation that we're in, you kind of want to make sure that you have as many opportunities as you can to save seed, clove, whatever. So the thing with the seed from garlic is it takes 2 years. Thank you, Patty. So it takes 2 years to grow garlic from seed, whereas just clove, it's just the 1 year. So,
And look, I mean, in all honesty, that's one of the main reason why we're letting a lot of our stuff go to seed.
yes.
That was our fall winter crop, is because, I mean, we all know every seed distributor, when this spring, they ran out of seed. Baker Creek had to kind of stop, get caught up, open back up, stop, get caught back up. And if we can relieve the stress from Baker Creek a little bit by saving our own seed, and then being able to share that seed by doing it as giveaways and stuff like that, by all means, that's what we kind of want to do, to make sure that, one, we have enough seed to be able to plant our gardens, but then two, to be able to share that seed with y'all, so that way y'all got the seed to plant your gardens. Because make no mistake, this thing's coming back around again, because it's already doing it in the southern hemisphere. So we're gonna go through this again next winter, spring, into the summer. And it's gonna be that while until they can figure out something to either stomp it out, or it just goes like the flu.
Baker Creek is open again now. Shh, don't tell. So, funny story. We have a great relationship with Ivy's Forge in Homestead. Hello.
What's up, Ivy?
So we have a really great relationship with Baker Creek, and more importantly with Jessica. And I was talking to her. She's having a lot of great things going on in her life right now, and I think she's putting out a couple of videos that are pretty neat. And so we were talking the other day, and we had somebody come over, and part of our thing with Baker Creek is we share seeds with people. And people that have been to our house know that when you come, usually you left with
Seed.
fistful of seeds. If you didn't, that was your doing, not ours.
Or if you didn't, you came here at the same time as Tori from the Naked Gardener, and you probably caught a bow or two.
So, anyway, we had somebody come over, and he was just kind of an entry level, I just want to do tomatoes and peppers. And we kind of convinced him to do a couple of other things.
Professor in the house.
A couple of other things as well. Well, we were getting through to the tomatoes, and we found plenty of tomatoes still. And then we went to go to the peppers, and we started looking through the peppers, and we're like,
Where'd all our peppers?
where did all the peppers go?
The Naked Gardener took all of our peppers.
No, it's just we've had so many people that we've, given. We love to give these seeds away, so we weren't really paying a whole lot of attention to it.
The Naked Gardener took our peppers.
We never got any seeds, said no Naked Gardener. I know, right? So anyway, I reached out to her because it's right in the middle of all this craziness, and I knew that they were shut down, and I was like, I saw a thing that said, they sent out an email, we've opened back up, so I hit her up right away. I was like, hey, I have a problem.
What happened is his family from Texas came to the house, and they keep coming back, and they just kept taking all the seed, and they took all the pepper seed.
Yeah. And so I was like, so here's what happened was, so I said, look, I'm not even picky. Like, I don't even, and we don't care. I was like, I have a lot of hot peppers. Like, we have more hot peppers than, so if anybody needs hot peppers, let me know.
Send us an email.
Because
we'll
we have some hot peppers. So I asked her, I said, do you guys by chance have any sweet peppers? And I don't even care what they are, just sweet peppers. And so she sent me a message, and in the meantime, she hadn't really done anything at the moment, and I was like, I sent her something back and said, would it be easier if I just tell you what kind of things I'm looking for? And she sends me back, she's like, shoot, they're already thumbing through everything right now trying to find you stuff. I'm like, that's why I love Baker Creek. And so in about a week, we got our package, and it had basically most of the sweet peppers. There weren't a lot of green. There was the monster, the yellow monster or green monster. That one looks pretty cool. they're like, they look like in the picture, they look like they're going to get like that long. And they're like green and they're yellow. And so it's pretty cool looking. And then there was like some California Wonders, some Golden California Wonders, and some other, random things. And so now we have some peppers planted. We had a couple of pepper plants that when I did my initial planting stuff before everything kind of got shocked and awed from the weather, we put those out. So we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, like maybe 10 pepper plants that are out right now, but they're poblanos. And I don't know what the other ones are. Zulus, maybe, the purple ones. So that's pretty much what we got. So we're starting to plant those out, and hopefully, and it's so funny because Ladessa is already in like seed saver mode because her little peppers are coming up on her plant inside the house, and she's like, gotta save the seeds.
Okay, I got a question.
Uh-huh.
Have any of y'all ever grown those, what is it called?
Mexican sourdough?
No, the little tomatoes.
Mini bell.
The mini bell tomatoes. Dessa was able to grow them in the house.
And they're starting to turn.
But
they're not a deep red yet. That's
the one I ate today was a deep red. To me, it looked like a ripe tomato, but it was so bitter.
Acidic.
Bitter.
Acidic.
Bitter.
And honestly, y'all, I don't think it was red because I took this picture this morning and they were not red yet. Just saying.
That one's red?
That is not red. That is orange. Orange. Not ready yet. Those squash scallops are popping like crazy.
Those are
You've
red
seen
tomatoes.
the white scallop squashes and they're awesome. Yes.
Just saying.
That is not red. That is orange.
Somebody need to go back to kindergarten.
Poblanos can get hot, but they're awesome stuff. That's exactly why I'm growing them, Mimsy. I would love to have, what are they called? You get them at the Mexican restaurant.
Tomatillos.
No. They're poblanos stuffed with cheese and meat. What are they called, y'all? Help me out
Jalapenos?
here. No. And TJ's going to be the one to tell me because I have a feeling he's going to know this. Somebody help me. Hey, Mama T, what's up?
Mama T.
They're called chili rellenos. That's what they are, rellenos. And so, yeah. Mini bells are all the color. No, so there's mini bell tomatoes, MINIBEL tomatoes, and then there's mini bell peppers, BELL peppers. We have both of them, and so we have both. Yeah, they're not red. They're orange, and so I really think that they're just not ripe enough yet. And most of y'all know the best flavor from the tomatoes come once they've been exposed to a lot of heat. And so the problem that I think we're going to run into is we're not going to let it get 100 degrees in the house. So I don't know that.
That's so true.
Yeah,
I don't
know that they're going to get that.
We need to go to Harbor Freight and get a little dolly.
Yeah, and just roll them outside. And we need to do the same thing with the gherkins and see if it's what we were thinking is possibly the sunlight is not.
So we did something new this year, and I know Robin already touched on it a little bit, but we have potatoes.
Sorry, Jason, that's orange.
Potatoes. We
quit asking questions. I'm trying to get stuff done. He literally has us in his back pocket and is tying up plants while listening to us. But every time you ask a question, you got to pull the pocket out and answer the question.
We did something new this year. We took some 55-gallon drums, and I took a chainsaw to them.
How do I do that again?
I'm not telling.
So those are peppers. I'll put it on Instagram, but those are the little mini bell peppers. They're starting to grow. They haven't turned color yet. So.
I forget what I was saying. What was I talking about?
The potatoes.
Oh, yeah. And so we took these drums, and when I cut them in half with a chainsaw, and the ones that were had the screw-in tops, I took one of them out so that way that it had drainage there. Then the bottom side, I just drilled a bunch of holes in them, put some wood chips down, put some pig muck, put some
Topsoil.
no, you weren't here. Put some cut grass, put some wood ash, then put some topsoil and compost on the top, and planted potatoes, sunchokes, ginger. Dessa also put radishes. And
yes, there's
over
some
there in those
radishes.
drums, they are big Guns N' Roses fans because they're like, "Welcome to the jungle, baby."
They are. They're growing crazy. Now, I was a little judgmental at first.
Yeah, she's very judgy.
But
Nope. Yes, in half lengthwise.
no.
Right. No.
Okay, so if you stand it up on its top, you cut it straight across the middle so that you had a deep circle, not a square oval thing.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. But when I went out there to kind of start helping to water everything down and get everything kind of ready to go, I noticed that a lot of the potatoes were not planted very deep at all.
So judgy.
And so I was like coming up behind them, like covering them with a little bit of dirt. But the thing is that they're already sprouting. So it's like, well, so anyway. So yeah, we have like a ton of those. Now, I am not going to lie, y'all. They look tacky as heck. But
That hurt my feelings.
they're producing potatoes, so I don't really care. How's the sugar cane going? We have roots, so we gotta plant them.
Gonna be eating some homemade fries, and I'm gonna be like, "Ain't too tacky now, is it?"
No, absolutely. I mean,
eating a baked potato with the steak from Bo.
Yeah.
Ain't too tacky now, is it?
So yeah, so basically, my plan is to
World domination through raised bed gardening.
figure out a way to level these out, because literally, like on some of them, they're like this, and then like half the plastic's like kicked out on the side and things like that. So we're gonna end up like, leveling them out, making them look pretty. But for right now, they're serving their purpose, so I'm not really worried about it.
I think one of the things I'm probably going to do is just leave them the way that they are, because I saw on, like, Carol likes them 5-minute craft things.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody took apart a pallet, and then they hot glued it to the drum to give it a wood, like, almost make it look like a wooden barrel.
Oh, all the way around.
Yeah, all the way around.
Oh, now that
And
I
then-
could get down with.
And
Yeah.
then put a little top on it where they angled it. Almost made it look, instead of round, made it kind of look like an octagon.
I could even see just going around the outside of it and just making them look like planters. Like, I think that would be cool.
And then she can come in and paint like the black, like it would be like the metal thing that goes around.
Yeah, or even if we wanted to, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff like that that's just left over that, you could get some metal. But anyway.
Don't agree with her, Josh. Just say no, it needs to be
digress.
painted.
But whatever it is, I think that's actually a really cool, I like that idea. So, like, we could just, because they're not very tall. Like, they're only, what would you say, like 2, well, the whole barrels themselves are only like, what, 4 feet?
4 feet, maybe.
So they're only like 2 feet deep. So they're not like huge.
I did my best to cut them straight down.
Yeah.
Oh, a
Pool noodles.
Mm.
Kind of like that idea. See, that's
He's
I
pretty
like
smart
Mark.
for an Air Force guy.
So anyway,
Unlike a certain gardener that I know.
I like Sydney. No, I like Tori. Just saying. But yeah. So we have. Wow, that's really like messed up.
Yes.
This says there's like 5 people in here, and there's like obviously way more than 5. That's awesome.
Hi, may I ask a question? Go for it.
Oh, I have a bad feeling about this.
Ask a
I know
question.
we got some itchy fingers. Miss Nike Gardner wants to know if you cut your hair.
I cut it for her.
No, I did not do it myself. I was patient and waited for the... We're making fun of Airman again. Thank you, Mama Z. 49. Watch it. So, Jason's mean to all of his friends. Yes.
Don't you have an appointment to get your nose hair cut?
Not just me. No, he's mean to everybody. He's mean to me. Air Force guys and gals spend more time in hotels and to study, so yeah. Jason doesn't have any friends. Wow.
What? I'm gonna remember. I'll remember that when you're stuck somewhere for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and you don't have no turkey to eat. Turkey.
Just... Tomato plant. They're meant to be regular sized tomatoes, but they seem to grow really small, but still ripen and taste good. So I'm really confused. So it's very possible. One thing that we always run into is mislabeling.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Where did you get the seed from?
Yeah.
And if you that might be you just got some grape seed or grape tomato seed got in
Right, or
there.
cherry tomatoes
Yeah.
or something instead of yeah, I don't... I'll better be here in Texas, right? Chop some off my nose. I'll win the weight loss challenge for sure.
I know. See, when I sneeze, they say, "Oh, bless you." But when Brett Broussard sneezes, they say, "Look out, Seattle."
Thank you, living a rogue life. Let's see.
So speaking of since Roxanne brought up the weight loss challenge.
Like, why?
Why
Why do you do that?
Do what?
Why are you mean to people?
My name is Brett Broussard.
This is why we don't have friends.
This is how guys do
Just
friendship. This is how guys do friendship.
I got the seeds from an actual tomato. So, from the store.
Somebody got a hold of a graft tomato.
So that's my question. Did you get the seeds from a tomato that you bought at the store? Because there's a good possibility that either it was grafted or you had a hybrid. And that hybrid went back to its original.
Went back to one of its parent plants.
Yeah. Which may have been a smaller tomato that was... They used that for the sweetness, and then maybe bred it with a bigger tomato to be able to get... Rudeness comes so easy for you. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, so rude.
So this is how we're going to play the games. Okay. Alright, so when y'all see a video that's nothing but Marco Polos and about the way Sydney and Brett Broussard talk to me, you'll be like, oh, I see. Jason's just returning fire.
I doubt that. Donna is trying to get her computer signed in. So yeah, I'm curious about that, about getting them from an actual tomato, because I got the tomato from my cousin's tomato plant. Was it an heirloom, or was it like that's my question? Like that's what it boils down to.
There's no way that it could have been an heirloom. It was it could have been an F1 or F2 hybrid,
right?
To where
It just reverted back.
Because that's the problem with hybrids. When you save the seeds, it will revert back to the parent plant, and so that's probably what happened to you.
Yeah, that does happen very frequently. Like, I mean, I could be a hybrid. Yeah, like, I mean, it happens all the time with pepper plants. Peppers cross-pollinate very easily. Somebody doesn't Marco me anymore.
Wow.
I know it's not me, because I talked to you today.
Wow. So this is obviously, today is Pick on Jason Day.
Had to be a hybrid. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And that, there's a lot. What is Marco Polo?
Oh, okay. So, you know what? What is Marco Polo? What is Marco Polo? This is Marco Polo.
My name is Jason, and I'm from the Big Bear Homestead. Welcome, everyone.
That's Marco Polo. Funny how you asked what Marco Polo was, but you gonna wear my t-shirt that I gave you for free and make jokes on Marco
He
Polo.
said, "Oh, now you're the victim." No, he gives it just as much as he gets it. So I'm just picking on him, but. Oh, I know, a pool game. Yep, it is. It's a pool game. Just so you know, Sydney, we ate chips and dip in honor.
You know, it wasn't in honor.
Here.
It wasn't in honor.
Actually, it was in celebrate. No, I'm just kidding. Although Ladessa was like,
Ladessa was like, we can have cheese dip because nobody here is gonna fart in the truck and make their wife almost puke because they lock the doors and the windows. So we can have cheese dip and not have to worry about anybody getting a divorce.
And then she also was like, I don't have to guard my peas. So she had to get rough with Sydney out there to protect her peas.
Yeah, I saw her out there the other morning, and she had this big stick, and she was acting like Mulan. Ha, ha, ha. Baby, what you doing? Mr. Sidney said he coming back in 2 weeks. Ha, ha.
I told her we gotta harvest all the ones that are up there. Those blush ones and the purple ones, and she was like, Can I at least eat some of them first? I'm like, no, they're for everything else. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Okay, so let me refresh your memory. Your wife politely said to my wife, we're coming this weekend, and if you put cheese dip out on that table, I will have to throat punch you out of love.
She never said that.
Yes, she did.
She didn't. Apparently YouTube doesn't like Donna today. I can just see her like that. So, we got a crazy week coming. So, we get this little bit of a vacay for a day. And then start right back at it again. We should be getting a phone call this week to pick up birds.
Oh, yeah. All 100 meat birds.
We got 100 meat birds. Yay! Victory is mine! Yeah, so we have meat birds coming this week.
And anybody that has been with us for a while and they know Mama Donna, they are probably having a good laugh right now because they could see her with her 3 pairs of glasses on.
Banging on the keyboard, cussing it.
No. Telling the computer, you do not want me to go Jersey Girl on you. I will go full Jersey. Don't make me go full Jersey.
Yeah, I could see it with all them glasses on. and a pair on her head. She's going to have a pair on her head.
And she's looking for those.
Probably. Yeah, so we have turkeys and guineas that are growing quite well. Well,
we failed
yes,
miserably.
more birds.
We failed miserably with Morgan's duck.
Yeah, I feel like...
Yeah, I know what you feel like, but it wasn't that because I candled them. And
No, I was getting ready to say it was a post office.
Yeah.
Like, we feel like they were all, like, the yolks were just disturbed. Like, it was just mush inside.
It was mush inside.
Yeah, we probably should have candled them before we put them in.
Yeah.
Want to mention the challenge? Yeah, go ahead and do the challenge real quick.
And so, be ready tomorrow at some point in time over on the Broussard Homestead and here on the Big Bear Homestead is going to be the initial weigh-in for the weight loss challenge. Now, this weight loss challenge will go from present until, and really we kind of started a couple of weeks ago, but it officially is getting kicked off tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And it's going to go to the Sunday before Thanksgiving.
Right.
And it's Brett Broussard and I, we're going to put a video out every Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Where we weigh in, we're going to share what we do. This first video is going to be a little bit of a backstory from both of us to say why we made this decision to do this together and why we feel that we really need to lose the weight. Mm-hmm. And
yeah, Sydney's like, I want in.
I want $1 million, which you should be nice to me. Nice to me.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can join in on this challenge. We do have a Facebook group. If Mimsy could put that link up for us, it's the Big Bear Broussard Homestead Weight Loss Challenge group on Facebook. In that group, if you want to join that group, you do have to answer the questions. And I'm telling you how stickler we're going to be. Terry from City Girl Country Heart went to ask. She didn't answer the questions. I sent her a message that answer the questions. Denied. And so then when she answered the questions, Brett let her in. And that's because there's some very important questions in there to be able to get in, because this topic can be very sensitive to some people, and it also can be this can be a life-saving or a life-taking situation, because, like, y'all remember the ones that were around Mama Old Ways? There's a couple of y'all in here that's been around for a while. Wayne's Country Living, when we did his weight loss challenge, his life was in limbo with that because he just got out of the hospital because he had an episode. Mm-hmm. Now he's married again now and still he gained a little bit of weight back, but he's in a good healthy range where he has a great healthy productive life. Mm-hmm. And we all helped him get there.
Right.
And so the rules that we have set fast in the group, I'm not saying that to rule with some type of iron fist, but it's just because we didn't have those rules with the other group, and it got kind of nasty in there sometimes, and we had to excuse some people.
Moderators had to flex their...
Yeah.
Had to flex their
and
wrenches.
So we're going to be... I know Abby from Broussard Homestead, she's super excited. She's just diving into a bunch of research to find more healthier... More healthier. That's correct terminology for today's times. Meals for her daddy and for them to eat as well, because I think Miss Amy is joining in on it, and so this could be
so look for some videos on that, because I am sure they'll make some videos on some of the food that she's coming up with, I would think.
And so if you feel like you need to lose a few pounds, go ahead and answer those questions, jump in that group, And
Now, let me ask you a question, because when I was looking at the different answers and stuff, one of the questions on there is, are you wanting to lose weight? If you answer no, are you going to be not accepted in the group? No. Okay. So, just so that y'all know that, you can answer that one truthfully.
yeah. And look, this group is a safe place because I promise you, I will come down with the fury on people that are ugly, degrading, or anything to one another in that group. I'm not playing, and I will boot you and block you faster than you can say, you know, Richard Simmons.
There it is.
Because this is something that, you know, Rhett and I are both passionate about, and we want, because, I mean, let's be honest, most of us homesteaders, we're not fast food fat. We're like what my sister Julie likes to say.
I love the very first time she said it.
Old-fashioned fat.
That's exactly right.
And a lot of us, like myself included. Look, I'm an emotional eater. I'll be the first one to admit it. It's like an AA meeting. Hi, my name is Jason, and I'm an emotional eater.
Yep.
And so I want this Facebook group. No, it's not that I want. This Facebook group is going to be a safe place to where if you need to work out some demons or works through some stuff, that the people that are in that group are going to be supportive, and we're going to help you work through it, so that way you can stop emotionally eating and stop looking at food as for comfort. Yeah. And really get some healing and stuff going, so then that way you can get out and enjoy life and do things without walking 30 feet and being winded or being in pain or anything like that.
Running
your
across your
mental
front
health.
pasture thinking you're going to have to save your daughter, and then you get up there and you're so out of breath, you're like, I'm really glad that you're okay, because I'm not sure I would have been able to do anything for you when I got up here. Julie's a great kick, and she likes to eat. No fast food. Exactly. Like, when we went up there to visit, like, the food was amazing, and it was all home cooked. And it was like, sorry, we like to eat. We're old-fashioned fat. Like, and the problem with, as far as homesteaders, is we're already so active that our body is used to it. And that's one of the things that I really like about this workout stuff that I'm doing right now. I was talking to Ladessa about this, because she's like, Mom, why are you still doing it if it makes you hurt? Because, like, my abs are just now starting to, like, chill out. Like, they hurt yesterday. And she was like, Mom, you're always miserable. Like, you know, why are you still doing this? I said, because I'm using muscles that I haven't used in years. And I tried to explain to her, the thing is that the reason why I really want you to take a look at it, and the first class is always free anyway, so, like, go try it out, see what you think of it. But I really think he's going to like it because, one, it's what I would think that military boot camp is kind of like hurry up and go do this and hurry up and go do that and don't ask questions, just do it. Like, it's very much like that. And because they're constantly shifting things, even within, like, when we were doing the treadmill, it would be within one song, they had, like, green and then red. Green was at, like, 60-70% you were giving it, and then red was, 80 to 100%. And so what would happen is you'd be at a song and you're going green and you're only at 2% incline. Well, as soon as that song would go to red, and they would put red, it's kind of dark in there, and they would put red lights. And so as soon as the red lights came on, all of a sudden you're like, incline goes up to 4 and your speed's a little bit higher. And then right in the middle of the song, it turns back down. And so the thing is that it's confusing your muscles and your cardio, and so your body is constantly trying to adjust, which is good for us because our bodies are so used to what we already do day in and day out. You could be carrying wood back and forth, but because you always do it, it's not really exercise for you. You know, and so that's one thing that's always funny when Jason goes to like see his doctor. The doctor will look at him and is like, "You haven't lost any weight." He's like, "Why aren't you doing anything at the house?" He's like, "I don't think you understand. Like, I'm carrying wood across the property. I'm walking all the way to the back pasture to go check on animals. Like, it's not like I'm sitting on my butt all day." But because our bodies are used to it, it's that much harder to, you know, to lose weight. So definitely, yeah, if you want to join the group, definitely send us something. And I love Anna. Why do you want to join this group? I love you, Anna. Y'all are welcome to come to our place anytime. You can even bring Jason Robin. Barefoot, you're welcome. We enjoy doing these. Just need to make up my mind and do it. I have before. My problem is carb. Yeah, especially pastas. Yeah, that's hard. Pastas and rice are like my week. And bread. Like, those are really kind of hard for me. Biscuits and gravy. Like, all of that kind of stuff. Old-fashioned taters, steak, ice cream. Yeah, absolutely.
And see, and that's why, you know, and she's not in here tonight, so I can talk bad about her. But Farmer Meemaw and I will go rounds because she's 100% keto.
Yeah,
She
she's done very well with keto.
But I don't think keto is a reasonable type diet.
It's not sustainable
It's
for
not
us.
sustainable. So that's why you need to either do some type of fasting or count your calories. Now,
Limit your intake. Right.
Counting your calories is a tough diet. It takes a lot of dedication because you have to weigh stuff out. You have to measure stuff out. And you have to check and double check to make sure. And, you know, you have to have a calorie count calculator, and you have to try to figure out exactly how many calories you burnt for the day, and did you burn more, did you bring in, because you can limit your calories all day long to 1,800 calories, but if you're only burning 1,200 calories, well, then you just added calories.
So one cool thing that you found out about radishes is they have how many?
1 calorie.
Yeah, so like a radish has 1 calorie. So Jason was really excited to find out about that when he was counting calories, that he was like going crazy about it. So,
you know, like pickles have 0 calories, and the vinegar helps a little bit. You know, but you know, in the end, you know, it's like I was talking with Doc. You guys remember Doc? He's like, I really don't want you counting calories, because we have discussions about my weight. And he's like, I really want you to do this. How do you say it so I don't say it wrong?
Intermittent
fasting. So, I do not eat anything after 8 p.m. at night. And then I don't eat again till 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And what this is supposed to do is supposed to make my body burn the fat that it has stored as calories to keep going and increase my metabolism. So I failed today because I wasn't thinking, because we had company come over and Robin put the chips out in front and I didn't pay attention to the time, so I ate about an hour early.
No.
Yeah. It was like 11. It was like 11:30.
I thought you had already messed up by drinking your coffee.
Oh yeah, well I did that too.
Okay.
But I still want to blame you.
I still want to blame you. Okay.
It's all Robin's fault. But in all honesty, Doc said I'm only supposed to do it like twice
every
a week.
other day.
Every other day right now until my body starts to get used to it. So it was okay.
Right.
Single dad in the house.
What up?
And so,
fast between every meal. Sounds like it would slow down your metabolism. I don't
That's what I thought too, but he hasn't been wrong yet.
Mm-hmm.
And so I trust him because he is he's not what would you call a normal doctor.
No.
He does not want you on any medication, pain medication or anything whatsoever. He really doesn't even want you taking an aspirin.
Yeah.
Which is right up my alley because of my fear of medication because of what the VA did to me.
Right.
And so I really trust. I mean, I trust the doc until he leads me down the wrong path. He has my trust, and so I'm gonna do it. He said, in the first month I may lose 10, 20 pounds, but then in the next month I'll lose even more, and then it just kind of compounds.
Right. It'll go from there.
As it goes from there, because you'll get
one meal a day.
That I said that too, Chris, but Robin thought it was gross and won't let me do it.
Well, I mean.
Oh, Chris, I'm so glad you're here. So I talked to Blaze on Friday.
After graduation,
I talked to him on Zoom. You're gonna love this. Okay, so for his birthday, we sent him birthday cards. About 4 or 5 of us got together, sent him birthday cards that were pop-up birthday cards, and they played music. And we put glitter on the inside of them. Well,
Yes.
Blaze's recruiter, his best friend is a DI in hotel company up there at Paris Island. So he kind of gave him the heads up, and he returned gave Blaze's senior a heads up. And then we timed it perfectly for on his birthday. He got these birthday cards. Well, through the post office, a little bit of the glitter come onto the outside of the card. So when the senior seen it, he looked at him and said, "Open it right here." So Blaze opened it, pulled the card out, opened it up, and he happened to get my card
first.
He opened it up, and I had a bunch of glitter on the back of the hamster. So when the hamster popped up, the glitter went on the drill instructor and all
everywhere.
over the floor. Blaze said that he said, "I have never been that scared in my entire
Brett.
life." Well, long story short, from that moment on, every piece of mail Blaze got. So if you guys sent Blaze a letter, he had to open it over a trash can.
Yes.
From that moment on.
Yes.
So it was time for us to send his phone, his wallet, and stuff like that, since he wasn't going to be coming home for boot leave, and he was just going right on to the next step.
Right to the next, yeah.
So we sent him a box. What I did is I took his wallet and I put it in a sandwich Ziploc bag. I zipped it closed. I squeezed all the air out, and then I wrapped it in duct tape. I wrapped it this way, and then I wrapped it this way. And, and then I put his cell phone in a sandwich bag, did the same thing, put his charger in a sandwich bag, did the same thing. Then I took all those sandwich bags, put them in a big gallon bag, and did the same thing. And so Blaze is standing over a trash can. He's got the drill instructors around him. One of the drill instructors had a knife. They cut the box open for him. Blaze opens up the box. He looks down in the box, and he looks up at his senior, and his senior looks down at the box and just, "Fleeman, are you ever going to get normal mail?" And he was like, "That's
No,
all."
sir. I don't believe so.
I don't think so. And then one of the other DIs is like,
Good night, Anna.
"That's because he's third generation jarhead. He's gonna get picked on." And he was like, "Just go away." So then he had to borrow the senior's knife to cut away.
Because every single thing was like in a bag and duct tape.
He said it took him about 30 minutes to get his phone and wallet and charger.
Well, that
out.
was the funniest part. Is he's like, "Well, I would have called you sooner, but."
And so that was good.
Yeah. Yeah. You're evil. No, I'm telling you, like, the story about him getting his cards was hilarious because he was like, I mean, he even in the email or in the mail that he wrote about it was like, what did he say? Well executed or something? Great plan.
Well played. Well played.
Yeah. And so we both got to talk to him. We were both in separate places on Friday, and we both got to talk to him for a few minutes on video chat. And he was in full, had his hat on, because the last time he didn't have his hat on, his cover. He had his cover on, and he had his chevrons, his PFC chevrons on.
We have a lot of homework.
I know it's a cover, it's a hat.
A lot of homework. Yeah, when he called, when he finally got a hold of me, he was like, and Chris, you'll understand what I'm saying here. He called, he's like, look at these, Dad, and he brought the phone down to his collar where you see his little PFC chevron. I was like, I don't want to see those. Let me see your snake bites. And he was like,
He got real close to the phone.
he was like, Dad, they don't do that anymore. And I'm like, what? And he was like,
We had like 5
we
meetings
got
about it.
5 that's called hazing, Dad. We had like 5 or 6 classes on it. We could
Cover. I know it's a cover.
we could go to jail. And I'm like, wow. So you're not getting snake bites when you get promoted. You're not getting your snake bite
He
jump
will.
rings.
He'll just come home for it.
I said, you're not going to get your blood stripe put on the correct way. So what is my Marine Corps coming to?
It's a softer, gentler Marine Corps.
And I said, but that's okay, son. I said, when you get here,
We'll make sure you get your
Mr. Chris will come down, your grandpa will be here, and we will make sure you get promoted
proper
correctly.
promotion. Yeah, no, it's a cover. I know, it's a cover.
And,
Just
so-
like when he said he had to go to the bathroom, it was a head call.
And but one of the things that I really enjoy the most right now is every time when he calls, like the first time he called, I was like, "What's up, Marine?" And then this time when he called, I was like, "What's going on, Devil Dog?" And I'd scream it, and his little chest pumps up because he's still skinny as anything.
Mm-hmm.
His little chest pumps up,
Thank you.
and
We have 2 other children.
his little peacock chest will pump up, and he
Yeah,
gets all
and
pregnant,
then this
gets
like
his
Kool-Aid
green
grin.
comes on, and so I
Like
make
he
sure.
just lost his virginity, like that kind of
Wow.
Kool-Aid grin.
Wow,
It's like that.
There went the family show.
I didn't say what I could have said. I could have said something else.
Well, I mean, between you saying that and single dad cussing.
They had a running joke about cookies and my son.
I'm a little disappointed. Now, Professor, Chris, anybody in the military will love this. I had a plan for Family Day.
He said 4. Is he going to be real close to me for training?
Yes. But
Is
he's
he?
on lockdown. Yeah. They're only about an hour away from there.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't believe it. I'm going to look it up right now.
Okay, look it up.
Oh, not the Weather Channel.
What was I talking about? You can do that to me.
I don't know. You're a little disappointed. I said something about the box of cookies.
Oh, no, graduation. I was so disappointed because the day before graduation, which would have been Thursday, they have what they call a fun run.
Moto run. It's a motivational run.
1, there's nothing motivation about it. 2, it's not really fun because you have to go around to every single battalion. The run starts at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. You have to go around to every barracks
Not
in
anymore.
the battalion
That's your
and
old Marine Corps.
ring the bell and boom, and then come around.
Old Marine Corps. They don't do that anymore.
So
Yeah, a little over an hour.
So my plan was I was going to have this big poster board sign made up. And I was going to be scanning the crowd. And I was going to find one of the best looking dudes in his like between 19 and like 25, and I was just gonna stand next to him. And as they started the run, I was gonna unroll my sign, and all my sign was gonna say was Jody, and it was gonna have an arrow pointing to that guy, and I was just gonna stand there like this with it. This dude's gonna be oblivious.
For a total, yes, Chris. Jason has a daughter from a previous marriage, so technically we have 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is that Chris was insinuating that Jason is the 4th child, and maybe he is, but Jason does have a daughter from another marriage that we don't get to see.
And so that was my plan. I was really looking forward to it. I thought it was going to be funny.
Right.
You know, my original plan was to try to get Chris and Jeremiah and a couple other Marines that I know to
So we could all be there together. And
all
have
be
a
there
good time.
together, and then we were going to have our own guide on that said Old Corps, and we were going to step off and run with it for about a half a block, and then we would have fallen out, and then we would have fell out.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I think that but I'm a little upset that we didn't get to have graduation, because my family has a tradition at the Iwo Jima statue.
5. He was counting you.
And I just, we'll get to Paris Island when all of this clears, and
yeah, we'll figure it out. But yeah, so we definitely didn't get to go see him, and he's expressed that it definitely wasn't a moto run, because they didn't have anything to be motivated about. Like, the typical thing is, after this run, they're allowed to go away with their family for a couple of hours and just kind of hang out. And he said that obviously something that's really cool about the Marines is that the people that live on the base were all there to help motivate, and they brought out some of the ambulances and fire trucks and stuff, and they had all the sirens going. We could have showed up with shirts that said Blazes Dads. That would have been funny. So they had all the different people with their oh, look who it is, Farmer Meemaw.
Hey y'all, it's Farmer Meemaw, and today.
But they tried to do what they could. Like, one of the ladies, like, her husband is actually one of the higher ups there. She was there with her kids, like, cheering everybody on. They had signs and things like that, and they're doing what they can. One of the things that really irritated me, I'm in a couple of these different Facebook groups.
Poor pitiful mommy group.
And one of the things, you'd be surprised, there are some men out there that are a little emasculated in there too. But I was very disappointed to see that
riding with Kim and Howard are out.
They're out camping, yeah. One of the things that I was very sad to see is that the Marine Corps is trying to do the best that they can to provide more pictures, to provide video, to provide whatever they can to try and soften the blow of this. And there were so many people that were complaining because it was out of focus, or it was too far away, or it was this, it was that. And I'm like, you guys need to just chill out, because they don't have to do any of it. But the fact that they're even trying, like, what is wrong with you people? Like, after the glitter, the dad shirts would be great. Yeah, they would have been great. One thing I will tell y'all, they have some really cool, like, at least you might want to reach out to Jeremiah and see if he wants, because they have all the different battalions. It's not just 2nd Battalion. So there's some really cool, like, the dry wicking shirts, like what I'm going to get you, that are pretty reasonable and pretty neat. We ordered a shirt for Blaze that they're gonna take to him.
Get Chris.
Yeah, they're gonna take him the shirt. It's kind of, again, it's the same lady. She's got a business down there, and has the official. She's allowed to use the USMC logos and all of that stuff, and so it's a legit shirt. And it's not crap. Like, these are like really nice wicking, like the wicking shirts that pull the moisture away from your body.
She looks beautiful every day for me.
And so they're actually, like, they put out something on the Facebook, hey, if you want to order these shirts, we're going to do them in the OD green that they're allowed to wear underneath their camis. Like, they make sure it's the right color. So you can get them the shirt, and then they can, didn't Jason want to be in the 4th Battalion? I bet every guy wanted to be in the 4th Battalion.
No.
Just
No, because there is a cadence that says they look like Phyllis Diller and march like Frankenstein.
I don't know. Some of the pictures of some of the women Marines that I saw in this group, there were some lookers in the group. But
Those are called unicorns.
yeah, well, there are quite a few of them in there. So
Somebody must be breeding them then, because back in my day,
there's some pretty ones. So anyway, they have 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Battalion, and they have the different companies, and so each company has its own, little insignia and little saying or whatever, and so they have all of that. So it's pretty cool.
but in a roundabout sort of way, I think I'm a little bit. I'm on the. Yes, I'm upset that I didn't get to go to graduation for him, but at the same time, I think God saved me from not having to go to graduation.
Why?
Because I would have had a hard time.
Like how Daddy did with you?
No, I think I probably would have. I think I probably would have broke down and started crying.
Like you're about to now. You're a little teary-eyed.
No, and because there's such a range of emotions that go along with this kid. I mean, because Blaze could have went either way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Blaze could have been in jail by now. Even though we've done everything humanly possible to be supportive,
Defeat genetics.
and defeat genetics. Sometimes, nature wins over nurture, and
You have to
I
fight
think-
nature with a stick.
I think we intervened at the right time, and with the help of Sydney and Paul Shoemaker and Mark and a couple of other people,
Patrick,
and I think we were able to, because sometimes they tell you it takes a village to raise a kid, and I think we intervened in his life at the right moment.
He was ready to hear it when
Yeah.
we did.
And
That is sad. That there's that moment where all of a sudden they no longer need you, and it sucks.
and I think I'm I bust Sydney's chops, I bust Mark's chops,
Steve, all of them, yeah.
all of y'all. But let me tell you something, Paul Shoemaker, all of them. There is no level of appreciation that I can express to you guys with a level of thanks that is
Night, Josh.
how would you say it? That would be worthy enough for the effort that you guys put in to helping guide this young man to where he's at right now. And now he went in
Yeah.
as a private, but he got meritoriously promoted at boot camp to an E2 to a PFC, private first class, and stands a really good chance of getting another one because of the contract that he signed. So he could be finishing his next thing as a Lance Corporal. get the same thing I got. And
Got it, Sydney.
okay, so you did. Yep.
Blaze is a good kid. He just had to hear the same story from different people.
Yeah.
I totally agree, and that's what Jason is trying to say without tripping over his words, is that all of those people that came together and kind of let him hear the same thing over and over again, it was just really nice to have that support so that it wasn't just us saying it. How do you get meritoriously promoted in boot camp?
Usually back in my day it was just the guide. But nowadays it seems like they're handing it out like candy, if you ask me. But if you ask Blaze, it was because he was an awesome, highly motivated recruit.
That's exactly what he will tell you, too.
And I'm
Because
like,
he was an awesome, motivated recruit. But they meritoriously promoted like 5 people from each platoon, is what he said.
Yeah.
It wasn't just 1 or 2, like it was 5.
Unreal.
Yeah.
You know, and so...
But he's a squad leader, so they have 4 squads. So each squad leader and the guide get promoted.
Now, I'll be the first one to tell you, by listening to my son, he paid for that promotion.
But something I was going to say last week that I got cut off for talking about, and if you cut me off this time, I'm going to realize that I'm just not supposed to say anything about it. So don't cut me off unless I really need to be cut off. Okay? Watch this. So, Blaze, everybody knows Blaze was not a heavy child. He went in just barely at the right weight. And in the old way that Jason used to do, that Jason would tell Blaze about the Corps, is that all the guys that didn't have a lot, that needed to gain weight, got...
Yeah. They had the pork chop brigade and the anorexic brigade.
Right.
Anorexic boys got 2 blue stripes, and the pork chop boys got 2 blue stripes.
Red stripes.
Pork chops, red stripes.
Mm-hmm.
Pork chops were overweight, or they were close to being at the max of the weight, so they had to lose weight at boot camp. And anorexic brigade, they had to
Go through twice
because them boys were about to disappear on the next PT run.
Right. So they got to eat first, and then they got to go back through again. And so we were talking to him about, we were pretty sure that, like, with his clothes, he wasn't going to be able to fit into them because I'm sure he gained weight and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no, I haven't. I'm literally the same size. He said, I've probably converted a little bit more muscle mass, but not much. Like, it's pretty much been the same. And we were like, well, whatever happened to eating, extra portions and stuff? And he's like, well, one thing that he didn't know is that you actually have to ask for it now. They don't just automatically give it to you. You have to ask. Do you want to answer that real quick?
Yeah, Julie, if he's a sergeant first class, that means he's in the Army, and I have no idea what you're talking about. A 5 promo in less than 5 years.
I understand that. He's sergeant first class now.
I don't know how the Army does things. I'm a Marine. So, but Samson's farm
might be able
is
to
in
answer.
here.
Yeah.
He was a Girl Scout. I mean, an Army guy, and he should be able to help explain that one, because I
have no idea.
I have no idea.
So anyway, they had to ask for their extra portion.
Isn't there a chance we can donate weight to these poor children?
Yeah, I know, right? So they were supposed to ask for it. Well, Blaze didn't find out until he was squad leader that he had to ask for it. And this is one thing that made me realize that my son has changed, because squad leader is not supposed to eat first. They're supposed to eat like last.
You don't eat until all your boys eat.
All your boys eat. And so Blaze took his job very seriously, that he said he refused to ask for the extra portion because that meant that he would have had to eat first. And he said he wasn't going to do that to his squad. And so when he told me that, I was like, wow, he has changed. Because the old Blaze would have been like, I'm getting my food.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter how good or bad it was, I'm getting my food as soon as he found out about it. But he didn't take it. And he said that he started, because I talked to him yesterday, and he said that he has started to put on a little bit of weight. Now he's like, instead of 120, he's like 126, I think he said. And that's because after the Crucible, these last 2 weeks, they've kind of let off of their training some, and just some, but enough. But also, they're letting them go to like Subway, get pizza, eat ice cream. They get Liberty, and so they're able to go do these things. And so now they're eating some junk, and so now he's able to put on a little bit of weight. So I think that's, so he's going to gain a little bit, but buy 1 pound, get 1 free. That bodes well for his future in the Corps. Yeah, no, absolutely. You can't argue that at all. And I just thought it was very telling to me as his mother to hear that was like, hey, what did you do with my son? Because that doesn't sound like something that would have come out of his mouth 3 months ago.
Yeah, and one of the things that I asked him yesterday, I said, all right, I said, it's just you and me. I said, what was the hardest thing? And he said, to be honest, he called me Pop. He said, to be honest, Pops, he said...
Yeah, he calls you Pops now.
He said it was the fact that there were some people in this platoon that got the title Marine that do not deserve it whatsoever. They got it because they rode on the back of me and about 20 of us. Mm-hmm. And that does not... That's a very hard thing for me to swallow. And I was like, okay, I get that. I said, I can understand your feeling. I get that, but why didn't your drill instructors drop them?
Just drop them. I
said they don't have that power anymore. And he was like, I don't know. He said, but our senior literally said, there are some of you that it disgusts me that I have to call you Marine, that you will not make it through your first enlistment. Mm-hmm. There will be some of you that won't make it through your first year without an NJP. Mm-hmm. And I was like, when Blaze and I hung up, I was because he was called me and I was at the doc's office, and I was like, I can't wrap. And Chris, I don't know if you can, but I can't wrap my brain around that because I was absolutely when I went through, I was absolutely terrified of making the. Sergeant Hall, Sergeant Anderson, or even my senior Sergeant Barber, so mad that they would look at me and just, you're gone, go away.
Yeah, get away from me.
Like, I had a blister on the back of my right foot that it covered the whole back of the heel. And we were at BWT. And I was trying to put my Cadillacs on, my combat boots. And I was in tears pulling them
NJP, non-judicial punishment.
And Hall come walking by, and he was like, "Rear, what the is wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Sir, this recruit has a blister on the back of his heel, sir." Let me see it. I was like, I gotta take the boot off again. I just got it on, and so I got it off. And he started ripping me a new one. Uh-huh. Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell somebody? You could permanently have hurt yourself. Blah, blah. I mean, just... Yeah. And this is also the same guy. The same individual. The same drill instructor that had me guard an empty building and made me believe that there was top secret material in there. And
that you lost.
That I lost. Mm-hmm. And...
and didn't tell you until the EGA. EGA ceremony.
And I flat out told him, I said, this recruit was afraid of getting dropped. I'm so sick and tired of y'all thinking that everyone drop you for every little thing. And so now it's like, where did that
go? Yeah, because it's not there anymore.
Because it's not there anymore. And,
it's that participation award mentality.
Yeah. And,
all you got to do is finish. All you got to do is be there.
If my drill instructors walked through that door right now, I would probably jump to the position of attention and I would scream, "Good evening, sir," to them. And, they would probably have a little bit of fun with me. But, because to this day, you get my dad to start talking, he'll tell you the same thing. I was absolutely terrified of my drill instructors. Mm-hmm. But I learned so much from them. Not only about becoming a Marine, but becoming a decent human being.
Right. That's
And-
one thing that I think is really cool is Blaze was able to connect because he knew kind of what was going on with boot camp. He was able to like look at his drill instructor as a human, not just as a drill instructor, and still respect him, but be able to consider his counsel. You know, not just that he's yelling at them, that he wants them to be better people. And so that, you know.
My favorite thing that when I was talking to Blaze that he said, and I said, so tell me about
About it? Yeah.
about it, how, and he said when we got off the bus and we walked in through those silver
The doors.
it started, and all I could think of was there's 30 dads here. And he said, and when we went to go to the phones, he said we had somebody mess up, and so they were just
Everywhere.
there was he said, Dad, it was like a bunch of great whites. And I said, well, we could hear you trembling in your voice. And he said, I honestly thought I made the wrong. I made the wrong decision, that I let you guys bully me into this. And he goes, and I was kind of salty because I was scared. He said, but then as it all kind of calmed down, and we started getting our gear, and started getting the stuff, and started going through the motions. And then I heard the cadence. I knew I was exactly where I was supposed to be. And I was like, well, that's good. It kind of made my chest pump up a little bit when he was like, there's like 30 dads here. That means I was like, I did my job right. And then the other funny thing that we talked about, and I honestly believe this, and Chris, you can back me up. I honestly believe this with all of my heart. Because we are all waiting for Jesus to come back, I believe with all of my heart, and there is no way that you can tell me that I'm wrong, that if you were a United States Marine Corps drill instructor and you died, I don't care if you got buried in Kalamazoo, Michigan, your presence, your soul goes back to Parris Island, and you're there.
To fall out of ceilings.
Because there is
fall out
no
of walls.
rational explanation on how in the world that you can walk out into a hallway, no, it's just you and one drill instructor in that entire hallway because you can see for days, and you sound off and you do something that just aggravated that drill instructor, and he comes on and starts screaming in your face, and then all of a sudden
There's 10 of them.
there's 10 of them around you. That's because drill instructors that have passed away, they come out of the wall and they're there in human form to rip you a new one. I believe that with all of my heart.
I love what Steve said. He said a friend of mine who is a Marine said that his corporal in boot told him, on your deathbed you will remember 2 people, your mother and me. He was one of the guys who had a choice of Marine Corps or prison. He credits the Marines with saving his life. Yeah, and they don't do that anymore. They used to do that. They don't do that anymore. They don't give you the option of prison or...
And I mean, I believe that with all of my heart, because there's no rational explanation of where all these drill instructors are coming from. Because you'll get face to face with one of them, and you'll never see that drill instructor again, ever. Like there was one that it happened to me in the chow hall.
True.
We did not get instructed about when you went to go past the drill instructor, you were supposed to scream out, "Good evening, sir," or "Good morning, sir. By your leave, sir." I had no idea about what "by your leave" meant. It was like there for like maybe a week. All the other drill instructors I know were behind me because I took this path to avoid them. This guy come out of nowhere, and all of a sudden he and then it was like, whoop. And I locked, this one drill instructor got right in my face and locked eyes, and he stunk, and it, and I was like, you are made of leather. you have got to be the meanest person on the planet. So I always kept an eye out for this DI because I knew he had to be with my company because we were the only ones in the chow hall.
Right.
Never saw him again.
Mm-hmm.
Ever.
Yep.
So, and even Blaze said, he said it was just me and that drill instructor in the hallway, and then they fell from the ceiling.
Exactly. Those were his exact words. Well, we read the letter on the live, so I think your instructor made you paranoid or delusional, Jason.
You know what you want. Join the Marine Corps and tell me what you think.
So, all right, let's.
This week, okay. I think it was Sydney that said congratulations on the 20K.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we hit 20,000 subs. Thank you very much. We are reaching out to some of our sponsors
Yeah.
to see if we can get some stuff to do a 20K giveaway. I was not actually expecting to hit it this fast.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're super excited, super stoked about it, especially when we've kind of been in this organized chaos around here and not been able to put out a video for 2 months. So there's going to be a couple of emails coming. The email for the contest of naming the calf will come out tomorrow. So if you want to be a part of that contest,
It might even come out tonight because I might sit after here while it's loading and go ahead and do that. But we'll wait till tomorrow.
Well, we'll wait tomorrow to give everybody the chance to get on the email list. So if you're not on that email list, send us an email at bigbearfarms@hotmail.com. In the subject line, just put email list, or just type, please put me on the email list, and we will get you on that email list. And then the next email will be about the 20K giveaway. Remember, we only choose winners from our email list. So if you want an opportunity to be a part of these contests and stuff, I will toss in a what's that
Cut
say?
mat and a decal.
Okay.
Name it Blaze. No.
And so if you guys want to be a part of that, send us the email. Those things are coming. Videos are coming out this week.
Tell them why. Because you are
And what?
done with.
I will be graduating college. This is my last week of college, so I will be graduating this week.
So then he'll have the time.
Yes.
And thank you, TJ. Just saying, I
Yeah.
did see that.
Even if the videos have to be me sitting in here because it's pouring rain in with this thing behind me. It's the whole reason why I didn't do any videos this week. I had them rip roaring ready to go what I was going to do.
Excuse me.
But we had nothing but rain, and I can't take a camera outside when it's raining. So I've made up my mind that even if I have to sit in here and just put the B-roll together and do a voiceover, there's going to be some stuff coming out this week. And so we're super excited. We are revamping the website. We got a lot of things going on. We got a lot of irons in the fire right now, and there's not weak excuses that we're giving. I'm just telling you the truth and being transparent, and we will. Did you put Sydney and them into the email list yet? I thought you did.
If not, I think you've sent it. I just haven't. The last round of where everybody sent in emails, I don't think we've added them yet. So, and it's just a few. There's only like maybe 3 or 4 that we haven't. But we'll get that taken care of before we send anything out.
Yeah. And so, again, we will give you guys till close of business tomorrow to get the email into us, and then about 6 o'clock we'll send that email out for the naming the calf one, and then we're gonna hit the ground running. And Robin may be doing some vlogs, but I have a lot of educational type videos sitting here. We've got some new products that we've been working with here on the homestead that we are super excited about. There's a couple of them that I think you guys are going to really like, really enjoy, and they are game changers. Game changers. They've actually made this transition easier for us.
Yes.
So be on the lookout for those this week.
Good night, Christopher.
So, on that note, you got any last minute things you want to say?
Nope. Good night. That's what I want to say. I've been yawning for the last 20 minutes, and I know it's annoying for everybody to watch, so.
Okay, well, stop.
Tired.
Stop yawning. So, from Robin and I, we want to remind you to plant smiles
Grow giggles.
and harvest the love.
You always
Baby.
kill me with that.
Be kind to one another. Stay safe out there. And recycle, reuse, repurpose. And we will see you guys next week.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.